everybody. Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations, where we have stimulating conversations involving real life people and real life situations. I am one of your hosts. My name is G. If you haven't already met me, get to know me. And on my side over here, we have our Chief Perspective Officer, Tabby. What's going on this afternoon?
Hey, it is going great. I had some gorgeous weather today.
I wouldn't know. It was my first time being outside.
Oh my God, but even for that little snippet, it's gorgeous out there.
Okay. Well, it's hot to me. I had to put some air on, but
Hey, hot, gorgeous.
it's cool. I made it here.
All in one piece.
All in one piece. Thank God for Jesus. Listen, we're on a little CP time today, but that's okay. We here. We made it to you. We made it to you. And we made it to you. So if you're at the house chilling or whatever you're doing, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate you. Tell these individuals where they can listen to us if they choose to listen to the saved recordings of Candid Conversations, or just want to make sure they have everything at access point. Where can they find us?
Hey, you can find us on the ATL Talks app, and you can download that at iHeartRadio. You can also get us on Google and Apple. If you want to do the actual podcast, you would need to download the actual ATL Talks app, not the iHeart version of it. So you should be able to get that from Google and Apple.
Right. So I just advise you all just download the Google app, but the ATL Talks app, period. The link that we send out, you can use that to get to us, but if you just want to catch all of my content and other great content that's on the channel, download the ATL Talks app so they can hear other shows. There's some other good shows.
There's a lot of good stuff on there, yeah.
Yeah, some good stuff. Controversial, hood, whatever you want to listen to, it's there.
There's something for y'all flavors.
Something for everybody. Listen, and for my YouTube audience, please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and leave me your feedback because it's very vital. I'm in the middle of dropping episodes tomorrow, Candid Conversations, visuals, and our first time editing on my own. So I hope everything look good.
It does. So far, so
I'm
good.
trying to make sure it look decent.
Natural talent at it.
It's a work, but it's fun.
Hey, it's the reason some people do that for a living.
Yeah, they get paid a guap for that. I ain't getting nothing. But it'll pay off in the long run. I'm just happy that the content is getting out. So make sure you do that. And if you haven't already downloaded the Cluster Television app, go ahead and do that. Well, you can do that on Roku and Fire Stick if you want to look at some of the content that Cluster Media has to offer on the platform as well. Live shows, bands, concerts, jazz concerts, everything is at the disposal there. So how was your day today?
It was great. I'm a little busy, midweek, kind of getting adjusted to the fact that 2 days after Monday, but at the same time, 2 days before Friday.
2 days before Friday.
So enjoying the ride. Midweek again, a little hectic as usual, but I have no complaints.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. That's wonderful. I'm glad you had a good day.
How about you?
Today was pretty quiet. I've had a trying week.
Okay.
But that's life. We have those moments. But I'm getting over it. I'll be over it. I'll be fine. I met with my therapist today, finally. She ain't had no appointments.
Okay.
So I finally got her.
Finally got in.
Finally got her in there.
All right, worth the wait?
Well, this is a new one because my previous therapist, like I said before, I think we talked about this. She went on PRN, so she's not practicing as much as she used to.
Okay.
So the many clientele that she has, it's like be months before we can get on her schedule. So I take what I can get. I was like, well, better just find me another one. So I did.
The interim. Okay.
Yeah, and she was good too. Very pleasant. Very welcoming, very warm. I was able to kind of open up on the first round, but at this point, I'm an open book. So
okay.
I'm like, I'll just go ahead and tell it all. Whatever you need to help me feel better about myself and everything that's going on, I'll open.
Okay.
Really good therapy. Yeah, which we'll reflect on sometime during the show today.
Wow.
But other than that, the enemy has his hands on me right now, doing a little acrobatics on my head. I'm trying to be okay. I'm praying for myself. We'll make it.
You are making it, and I'm praying for you as well.
We'll make it. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of everything right now. But hey, it's cool. Listen, it's going to be a dynamic show tonight. What are you looking at? Are you looking out the window?
I mean, you know, it kind of blew. The wind kind of blew a little hefty there. Kind of, you know.
Oh, okay.
Like a storm trying to come back
nah,
through.
we gonna hold off on that storm. Rebuke that till we get out of here. So listen, we're gonna have a good show tonight. Make sure you stay tuned, and I want you guys to be interactive tonight. So make sure you give us a call, please, if you have time. Talk to us, get some stuff off. I'm gonna give the number now. I'll give it throughout the show, but it's 213-292-7694. Again, 213-292-7694 is the number to reach us if you have anything you want to chime in on about the conversations that we're gonna have tonight. I guess I do want to hit a little entertainment news though.
All right.
So normally, you know, we like to mind other people's business, as we say. Y'all like to mind other people's business in the minding entertainment. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. So first off, who don't know Tupac? Who don't know this man?
If you do not know Tupac, you should not be in my circle. Matter of fact, I don't even want you to be in earshot of me.
Listen, GOAT, iconic,
What?
man before his time.
What?
You feel me? They honored this young man. Well, he's not young anymore. He's been 52 this year on this next
Still
birthday.
young.
But he was honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Absolutely.
Just recently for his legendary recording career. Which I thought was pretty dope for them to do. I wish they would have gave his flowers when he was here, but better late than never.
Yeah.
His sister received the reward on his behalf, and it was a nice speech. She did really well. His star is actually, with his star being put down, his star makes the 2,758 star to hit that Walk of Fame.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot of people on that Walk of Fame. Because I remember when I walked out, I was just looking for certain people. But I was like, oh, they got a star. Oh, they got a star. But yeah,
It's pretty long.
it's 2,700 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he just received him. So congratulations to the late, great Tupac Shakur. Make you want to go pull out the old CD or something, huh?
Right, and got the one in the car. All eyes on me.
That's your favorite one?
No, my favorite is actually the song that made me fall in love with Tupac was "Keep Your Head Up." That was the one that I knew.
Okay.
That's
I listen. It was the acting for me and the music.
Yeah,
he was a damn good
multi-talented.
actor. Yeah, I loved his acting.
And his writing skills.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the best lyricists, ever.
Yeah, way before his time.
Way.
Yeah.
I have his book, The Rose That Grew from Stone, the Rose That Grew from Concrete.
Okay.
The book of poetry.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Nice. Well, congratulations to Pac and his family for receiving that. Here we go with another mass shooting, right? So, multiple people were critically injured in a shooting that took place in a Virginia high school graduation, okay? So 7 people were shot, 3 have life-threatening injuries, and 1 person was struck by a car trying to get away from their mosque.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
What are we doing? What are we doing out here? A black man's or whomever, just life in general. These people just not starting at new chapters of their life, graduating high school, and idiots want to go in and start shooting up the place. What are we doing? What do we come to?
We've come to a buildup of a lot of unresolved emotions and stuff like that that's just expressing themselves all over the place.
I tell you, COVID did a number on people. It had too much time to think and
Well,
reflect. Not even that, but I feel like that was a big, huge part of it. Like, you know what to do with that energy. Like, I can't go to where I can't do that. And I can sit and reflect on my past. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, we got to go out here and kill people?
but they were doing that before COVID.
But I don't feel like it was in the magnitude, this is me personally. I don't feel like it was in the magnitude, like it's a mass shooting every other day in this country. That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
I could be
you're
wrong.
right. No, it seems that way.
It seems that way.
But I think that it's really a culmination of, again, some allowed behaviors, some accepted type of norm where it sounds like it's okay for you to take out your frustrations on others.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously I wouldn't want you to take your own life, but hey, if you have that big of a problem, don't spread it, amongst other people who have, in most cases, they're finding out these people have nothing to do with it. It's not
Yeah.
like this was a back in the day drive-by where there was a definite reason, so-called for doing some of the things that we're doing. You're aiming at something, which was still dumb, but now it just seems so random.
Yeah, it's just coming out of nowhere. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but I'm going to send prayers to those families of these people who were injured, shot, traumatized by all of this, because this is not cool. I'm hoping that they'll be able to cope through this and get the necessary help that they need. You know what I'm saying? So
Let me ask you this. Do you think that under the Trump presidency, it got to be a little bit more brazen and bold after that type of energy that was leading the country, so to speak?
I don't know, because I don't follow politics. I know about them, but I choose not to engage in them unless I have to. I don't. Obviously, he wasn't showing good leadership as it was. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I can't say, because most of the killings are coming from our own people.
Well,
So
I know that. Well, I think it's even on this one, on the mass shooting. I think that there are just as many on both sides. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll look for the numbers, but
look
I don't,
for the numbers,
I don't
because
think so.
it's happening a lot on their sides, on both sides of the coin, I think. And the reason I brought that up was just more or less based on the type of energy and the type of things that were allowed, the rhetorics, just and he's a shrewd, how you say that, a person that knows how to play to an audience.
Yeah, I mean,
Whether or
if you're
not
interested in
they, whether or not he had their best interests at heart. And I think it was something that Dave Chappelle said that was funny. Said when he was in line, and he was in line with some people for where he lived in a rural area, wherever he was voting. He was like, they was like, yeah, Trump this, Trump that, or whatever. And he was looking at them, and even though they were a different race, he was looking at them saying, like, you don't have any money. Trump is not for you. Trump is for me, because I'm at a certain monetary status. Even though you're looking at me as a person of color, the laws and things that Trump literally did under his legislation was really for people that had money. They didn't care what color you were.
Yeah.
It had less to do with that. So the pandering that he did, and that's why I asked, because it seemed that people got a little bit more bold with expressing before unacceptable behavior.
I know white people did.
Well, that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mostly.
But this is a black shooting.
Well, no, I didn't say
Well,
that
black
it
area,
didn't
so,
happen. You know what I'm saying?
I
We've
don't
always had our own individual
Yeah,
issues.
if we're looking at the race card, white people did get a little bit more bold and brazen with their antics. Of course they did.
Okay.
I mean, just look at January 6th. Come on, like that shit would have never happened nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Of course they did. They're superior. So, yeah.
In their minds.
In their mind. So, yeah, of course it did. Okay, well, lastly, Cuba Gooding Jr. Do you know who that is?
I do.
Okay, for those who don't know who Cuba Gooding Jr. is, he's a well-rounded actor.
Very
The
good.
first place I saw Cuba was on Boys in the
Boys in
Hood.
the
Now, I don't know if
Hood.
that was his first gig, but that's where I noticed him. Trey. That's what we knew. Trey. Why they got to shoot him like, well, they ain't shooting, but Trey. Then it was Jerry Maguire. That was my other favorite movie.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But Cuba obviously was a woman's man, or just had a thing for women back in the day, because he just settled a lawsuit with his accused rapist from about 10 years ago. So the rape happened about a decade ago.
The alleged.
That's what it says, allegedly. Yeah, we use alleged around here. We don't use it.
Right.
But that's what I read. But she sued him for rape. And as the jury was assembling today to go ahead and do the trial, they both settled. Well, she settled with him. Settlement came up to $6 million. So he got to pay $6 million to her for settling. Now, did he rape her, allegedly? We don't know. Was it mutual? It had to be mutual for them to settle it. I don't know. We'll never know the backstory because we weren't there. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I'm glad he ain't got to go to jail. But that $6 million, whoo,
Well, jail $6 million. Jail $6 million.
That's $6 million.
So, because if you go to jail, that's gonna tank a lot of other stuff. So
But can't somebody go to prison if they owe you a large sum of money and they not paying?
no,
Paying
you
it?
can't. No, that's civil matters. They can basically put a lien on most everything that you have in your name.
What happened if I file bankruptcy?
Well, I'm just
Because that's happening
So,
right now with some people that I know.
that is now that the thing on it though. A judge has to approve bankruptcy.
Of
There
course.
can be some scenarios where they can leave out certain debts.
Depending on the chapter.
Depending on the check. Yeah,
Yeah.
and still, even with the 13th, with the highest one, they still have to get it approved.
Yeah,
So.
depending on the chapter. So, okay, well that ends Minding Other Folks' Business this season.
$6 million man.
$6 million man. Need a bionic woman. You wouldn't have those problems. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know, the Me Too movement, it might.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
It's about respect.
It is. God, that's crazy. All right, y'all. Well, listen, again, we about to dive into our conversations for the night. I think we got some pretty good topics here to talk about tonight. So again, 213-292-7694 is the number. 213-292-7694. Please feel free. Jump in, call,
Join the conversation.
participate, join the conversation because it's candid. And we like to be open out here. So we're going to start off today by talking about, is it okay to be selfish when it comes to protecting and maintaining your mental health, or should you have to adjust it? I ask that because, you know, when people seem to think that we're reflecting on ourselves, it becomes a selfish move. You know what I'm saying? When we're not tending to other people's affairs, we become selfish because we choose not to indulge. So do you think it's okay to be selfish when it comes to your own protection?
100% okay, not just okay, is required.
Yeah.
If you don't start at home, then you're not going to be good to anybody else eventually.
I agree.
So, and I mean, I guess we've made selfish as a bad word, right? When in truth, there's no such thing as a selfless act anyway. Anything I do is to get some type of, whether it just even make me feel good. If I give you something, if I do something for you, if I serve, act in a capacity of service to you, is because it makes me feel good. I get something out of it, right? But to focus in on what I need over what you need, we are learning that today. And that new generation is showing us this is how you do that.
Yeah, I guess the generation I grew up in, because that was a word that was thrown around in arguments or disagreements.
You selfish.
You selfish son of a... You selfish this. You selfish as hell. Like, what makes me selfish? Because I've chosen to choose myself
Of course.
over you.
Of course.
And I see it rampant in friendships, especially relationships, when there's a two-partner thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I'm selfish because I decided, no, that doesn't make me selfish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of myself right now. You know what I'm saying? Not that I don't love you any less or whatever.
Right.
But at the moment, I need this to be about me.
I need this to be about me. And if I don't, who is going to?
Right. Because you're not. Because
Right.
you want me to
You
think, you want me to tend to you.
Right. Which means you're tending to you as well, which means we're both tending to you.
And I'm
Does
left
that
out
make
here.
you selfish?
And I'm left exactly. But I'm left out here in the playpen
Right.
by myself.
To do your own, figure it out. But I think, again, it's about categorizing that word, making that word a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, people do look at it as a negative.
Yeah. And they say, "Are you
Tones.
selfish?" and things like
Yeah.
that. Like, everything starts with self. There is nothing outside of me without self starting.
Which is why when I was researching this, it was like, everybody wants us to start with self-love and self. That's the major word. But then I become selfish when I start working on it. Like, what is that about? Like, why do people's brain think like, the word is not a negative toned word. It's just I'm not selfish.
But I am, and the thing
But
of
I
it
am
is, I own it, and I don't care how you interpret it. You know what I'm saying? It's different for me to be inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Right? Selfish and inconsiderate for me are two separate things. Selfish means that, of course, I'm thinking of myself first. Not necessarily at the expense of you, but I'm just thinking of myself first.
Yeah.
Right? Inconsiderate means I'm not even taking into account how something I do or, something that I want or whatever may affect you. You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
that should be the word. Inconsiderate.
Maybe
Because you need to be selfish sometimes.
a lot of times.
Well, yeah, probably a good 95% of the time you need to be
Yeah,
selfish to
I
yourself.
would agree with that percentage.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I like the word inconsiderate. You're a bit inconsiderate. I think I might like that word better.
Yeah. It's about consideration sometimes, but
So change the context of the word, people. It is inconsiderate. If you want to call somebody selfish, just block it out your vocabulary and use inconsistent.
because again, everything starts with self, and I have to think of self first, or I won't even be here to take care of you.
I literally had this conversation with my therapist today.
Really?
Yes.
You tell.
And she was just like, do you feel like that you're a selfish person? And I was like, absolutely not. You know, because she was asking me what triggers bring me to a state of depression.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling her that I didn't even know like some of the stuff that I thought was not triggers were triggers. She was
Okay.
like, being at home alone can be a trigger. And I was like, excuse me? Like, can it? And I got to really thinking about it after she broke it down. I'm like, damn. She said, yeah, if you're not actively doing anything, you're just kind of at home in silence, that can be a trigger to take you down a rabbit hole. I was like, what?
I thought you had said that before, though.
No,
You know,
like
when you
I
was at
never
home
used.
with your alone with your thoughts and stuff.
I don't think I didn't think of it as a trigger.
Okay.
She broke it down as it being a trigger. I'm like, I didn't think of it. I'm like, huh?
Okay.
And then when she broke it down, I'm like, damn, that's true.
That fits.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So but she back to selfishness. She was like, do you think that you're a selfish person because you were an only child? Because I told her I was an only child. I was like, no, I don't think I'm selfish at all. And she was like, well, you need to start being selfish. That's what she told me. She's
Right.
like, you might want to consider it.
Right.
She said, I wish you would have learned this a little while back, but she said, you might want to consider trying to look at self and being selfish. And I was like, damn, but if I do that, is it a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? Because, again, we've made it to where people use the word in a negative undertone, and it's like, damn, I don't want to be selfish, but she's right. Like, I need to really reflect on myself to get myself right.
Yes.
Because, like, who was that say that? RuPaul. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you supposed to love somebody else?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if you
crazy.
think about it, selfishness doesn't mean to the exclusion of others. It just means that I'm putting me first. And one of the things that we do a lot of, we are what I like to call fake martyrs, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to sacrifice myself for you.
Yeah.
And then when you don't respond the way I wanted you to respond because of the sacrifice I made, I'm kind of mad, right?
I'm pissed
When-
off.
If you had listened to yourself, the self part of you in the first place, where, okay, maybe I did ask you to do something, right? G, can you help me move?
Yeah.
Now, G really doesn't want to help me move, right?
Okay.
G, whatever reason, tired, or maybe G just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But because G is all up in Tab's head thinking, well, if I don't help her, then she's going to think, well, da-da-da, or she not, she might feel some kind of way if I don't help her and all that other stuff. Why does it really matter what I think about you telling me no, right? Because chances are, if you ask me, I may not be thinking about, well, you know what, last time G helped me, or you know what.
Oh, they
you know
definitely
what?
not thinking about
So
that.
with that being said,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about self, and
Yeah.
we actually have people who will tell us, no, I just don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
Like, now we might be courteous enough to say, well, I might have something to do, or let me check, right? Because
Yeah.
we kind of thinking of other people's feelings.
Yeah.
But we all have had somebody to just tell us, like, no, because I don't want to. And they leave it at that. And that's something that we can actually learn. Again, this generation is doing a wonderful job of it. Maybe a little too much on some end. But they're doing a really good job of kind of saying, well, that doesn't feel right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then answering to that, kind of going from that. And it kind of actually made me think about it. Well, who does want to do something that they don't feel like doing? Like, literally, who really wants to? Not that you don't do it,
Yeah.
right? And people will say, well, I have to do stuff I want to do all the time.
Like go
So-
to work every damn day.
Right,
but we
but-
got to.
Well, but this is the thing. That's your choice, that you choose to do things that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's fine if you've told yourself whatever you got to tell yourself, like you like indoor plumbing, you like a roof over your head, all that stuff that come along with going to work. But if that's not what I consider as my measure of, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, how you gonna eat? I figure it out.
I mean, the world is filled with choices. Hashtag choices.
And they don't look the same for everybody.
They don't look the same for
Yeah.
everybody, though, because again, I've been trying to decipher or deal with some choices or decisions I need to make. Am I gonna stay where I'm at, or if I'm going to a new state? I've been kind of dealing with that up and down.
Plan. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, do I want to stay or go? But if I go, then I have to lose this, or let this go, or it's just those kind of things. So it's the choices you have to make.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you making the choices based on what you want, or are you making a choice thinking about, well, if I go, then it's going to impact this person, it's going to impact that person?
I'm not thinking about the people. I'm being very selfish with this.
Good. I love that.
Yeah, I'm being very selfish
I
with
love
this
that.
decision.
I love that. Okay. Well, you headed in the right direction.
Yeah, selfish as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? There's certain stuff. I know I still do things. I'm like, I might not really want to do that. But it's nothing that I don't really don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? If it's just something like it's a minor, to me, what I consider a minor inconvenience, then I'll do it, because a lot of times I'll think of something I can get out of it anyway.
Yeah.
Which means I'm still going back to being selfish.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if I go up here and help G move, he gonna feed me. So
Right.
Give me a meal out of the
Let
deal.
me think of what I can get out of it.
Look, I get points for helping you move, because now you know what I'm saying? Okay, Tay, I came over here, and I get a meal out of the deal.
I think
Winning.
I think you're right with the whole selfish thing. Like, people will, it's almost like you put it in the memory banks. Well, have me move that day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Check, I'm gonna have to pay it back. I'm gonna have to pay it back somewhere down the line. It may not be. It may not be in the form of move, but I know people literally like that. This same situation came up. It's like, can you help me move? Sure, no problem. I don't mind. It's a little exercise for me. I'm helping a quote unquote friend, and it's cool. Okay. My turn. Hey, Tal, I need you to help me move.
No.
It's either no, I don't answer the phone.
Just like that.
It's no, I don't answer the phone like that. So then I have to turn around and hire movers. So I'm spending more money in my pocket. But then you turn right back around and say, gee, I'm in need. And then I'm almost feeling obligated to say, yeah, but then I'm looking at you like, hell no, nigga, you ain't helped me move.
But did I not help you move because, like, okay, you said I didn't answer the phone, but
I don't know the reason.
Right. So you can't kind of hold that against me, because I didn't come out and tell you no.
If you flat out said no, that means you didn't feel like it.
Right.
Okay. If you give me an excuse, because most people feel obligated to lie and give an excuse.
Of course.
When you don't have to lie, that's an unnecessary lie.
But how do you know when somebody's not lying? Like,
I don't.
I don't.
But 9 times out of 10, they're lying.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say 9 times out of 10.
I will say a strong 9, because they don't want to hurt their friends' feelings. They're gonna lie.
Are you 9 times out of 10?
I'm gonna tell the truth.
Okay, so
if I don't want to, I'm not going to.
Right. Okay. So
now it took me a while to get to that space.
And you're saying that most people are not in that same space. Oh, okay. Well, I would be your 8 out of 10. So
some people feel like they literally have to lie to their people not to spare their feelings. And it's not like you being mischievous or malicious saying no. It's just like, I don't have the strength. I don't feel like it. I'm not moving you. I'll help you pay for some movers, but I'm not moving you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot. But I used to be that guy that'll say yeah.
And no, you didn't want
to. And no, I didn't want to now.
Get off the phone and cuss and fuss.
Like, fuck, why did I meet them? Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why did I meet this person?
Why did I answer the phone?
Why did I answer? Why am I the person they rely on? You know what I'm saying? But no, if I really do it, it's because I want to. But if I don't feel like it, it's a straight up, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. And I've cultivated those type of relationships too, where like my friends will say like, no, I don't feel like going, or no, not this time. They might say, oh, I'm gonna pass, right? Or something like that, or whatever. And then that's good enough. But I think part of the reason people lie is sometimes when you give a straight answer, it's never enough.
It's not acceptable.
You know what I'm saying? So
you gonna have me move? No. Why not? Because I don't feel like it. Why not?
So you can't help me out this time?
No.
But I need you to help me.
Why?
Because I asked you.
What calls such as call your family.
I called you.
But I'm telling you to call your family. That's how
I
our
do
conversation
think
go
of you
back.
as-
That's
I
how
do think of you as family.
that's literally how I go back.
Right.
Back
Right.
and forth, you know what I'm saying?
So now my story ends up being, hold on, what time you need? Okay. No, I'm not gonna be available that time.
Well, let's adjust it around your time.
Right,
man.
right,
When,
right,
when,
right.
when will you be available?
Because I'm not coming back till, I'm probably gonna be gone till maybe Sunday night.
Okay, so we can do a Monday?
Yeah, I'll get back with you on Monday. No Monday.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna answer the phone.
See, now why all of that? What is that
Because
about?
when I said no, I got a 3rd degree.
Why you just didn't say no?
Just didn't keep up with the story. Now me, I'm just no.
Because you know when you
I'm
tell
a matter of fact.
when you tell lies, you got to keep telling them.
Yep, you got to keep up with the
You
one
got to keep
told.
up with the one you told.
Then you got to add to it, make it all
Make it all connect.
right. But sometimes, even when it doesn't connect, it's still the truth.
This is true.
So yeah.
Yeah. Listen, if you have anything you want to tell me about your selfishness, please give me a call. Is it okay to be selfish to protect your mental health?
Yes.
213-292-7694 is the number here. 213-292-7694. Give us a call. Let me know, is it okay for you to be selfish? YouTube audience, if you want to chime in, just comment below. Is it okay to be selfish to protect your mental energy? I would love to hear it.
Love it.
Because
I can't wait to see those comments.
I'm going with the selfishness.
All day, every day. One selfishness, please, with a side order of self-love,
Right.
self-care, and I'm grown.
Some people that's grown ain't grown. But that's another story
For another day.
for another day. Listen. So, while we're speaking in regard to protecting your selfishness, you know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody wants to chime
wanna
in.
tell us about their selfishness.
Well, let's hear it. Candy Conversations. What's your name and where you calling from?
Ooh.
Hi, Carolyn Miller. It's okay to be. I would expect that from you. Tell us why, Miss Bluntness. Why is it okay?
See how selfish that was? That's true.
Right. I agree. Have you ever looked at the word selfish as a negative connotation, as a negative word? See, me and you on the same boat. That's that thing. I thought it was negative at first when you have only child syndrome. It's not. It's not. I did at first when I was young. I was like, why do they call me selfish? I'm not selfish. It's not a bad word. At all.
At all. And people are learning it. That's true.
Yeah. Exactly. So we have to be selfish.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take that. A blessing and a curse. You heard the selfishness is a blessing and a curse. A curse. Okay.
For you.
Yeah. I feel it.
That part.
I feel that. I feel that, yeah. Because they make you feel bad when it's not geared toward them.
Of course, which
Yeah.
is selfishness on their part, right?
I will take that. Selfishness is a blessing and a curse. Okay. I will take that, C. Miller. Well, thank you for calling. Please listen in because it's. I know, right? Oh yeah, I ain't even looked at my phone because I've been here recording. But yes, it's gonna get a lot better than that. Watch, stay tuned. Okay, thank you for calling. I'm gonna take that, a blessing and a curse. I like that. It's because it is in so many words.
Depending on how far you go with it, right?
Yes. So while we're on the spectrum of that, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? This is a perfect little segue. So why do we live in a world filled with such negative things, but we also have positive things? But the positive things are hardly ever praised as much as negative things are. Positive versus negative, you know what I'm saying? Why do we feel, why is the negative always elevated more so than the positive? I would love to hear your thoughts on this, CPO. Go.
Go. I think that it's more focused on, you know what I'm saying? You have equal amounts of the activity going on in life because you got to have a balance of it, right? So when they have found that you will click on the things that are bashing somebody as opposed to complimenting someone, then we have set the tone for the material that they create and put in front of us. If we tuned into shows that were more about good news and things like that, we gave those high ratings, then you would see more of that. But they're catering to the audience based on what the audience seems to gravitate toward. Now, while we gravitate toward it, some of it, to be honest, is entertaining. Like, you know, not necessarily like somebody's misfortune being entertaining, but certain stuff, like, again, if you take, for example, I used to always wonder what would make somebody create a horror movie. Right? But, you know, when you think back on it, it's kind of interesting. Someone being funny, right? Just like even when they do the little spoofs off of the, you know, so-called scary movies and stuff like that. But for the most part, when you're looking at, because I think a lot of us, when we're looking at ourselves, not at such a high level, it almost feels good to know that somebody else may be going through or having some same issues where you're leveling them to not just you having a certain experience. It makes you feel, you know, somewhat equal, that other people may be experiencing it. Or because one of the things one of my pet peeves is when people say something like, well, it could be worse. And I always come back and saying it could be better. So you hang around the it could be worse level. I want to hang around it could be better.
Right.
But again, I think it's just they respond to what we have liked and what we have, you know, accepted as part of the conversations and things like that. And we talked about this before. I think Oprah Winfrey's network is a really good example of that. She started out with one where she wanted to talk about all positive stuff and, you know, about, you know, how to elevate yourself and all the other stuff. Ratings were in the crapper. You know what I'm saying? And she was, you know, told by some other people that, you know, been doing it longer than she had. Like, yeah, you got the magic touch, and that was fine when you were doing that for 1 hour segments, right? Or even if you did a special. But now you're talking about 24/7. And if the story is correct, and my memory serves me correct, it was Tyler Perry that was telling her that sometimes people want stuff that's just funny or just, it has nothing to do with me being so serious.